Hmm. All right, here we go. Let's do some moving today. Welcome to the Superpilotish channel. My name's Graham Wilson, and in my basement, I will be moving things around. Yeah. Hey, Dan. Welcome. So, yeah, you might be wondering, hey, that's a different look for the Superpilotish channel. Yep. And it's like, I was thinking like being in the movies, and that's one way of motivating myself. You see, I got to move all this stuff away from the walls and my whole basement here, kind of into the middle, because there's going to be a little bit of changes around here in the basement. While we're putting up some insulation on the outside walls here, so that it'll I don't know, hopefully be a little warmer down here, save some money maybe. But yeah, so in order for the insulation to be installed there, we got to move everything away, and that's a bit of a chore. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't really like chores too much. So, but this is you got to play little mind games with yourself, even if you are like you're going to be learning how to fly or something like that. There's some parts of when you're learning how to fly that's just absolutely terrible, or it's just a lot of work. It's not. But the way that you can motivate yourself for just about anything that you want to do, that it's going to be a little bit of work, is just kind of think about at the end of the day, okay, what's that going to look like? Oh, I'm nice and cozy, warm in the basement here. I'm saving a fortune on, I don't know, heating and gas, air conditioning, maybe. I can afford a new camera, maybe. I don't know. And then, so it's kind of like, well, another thing you can think about, well, I haven't vacuumed underneath all these shelves and toolboxes and stuff like since like for years, basically. So there's going to be all kinds of surprises there, but it's a great excuse to clean up. There we go. Let's think positively here on the Super Pilotish channel. So I figured, okay, I'm going to be working here today, getting all dirty and dealing with cobwebs and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to wear a fine Hawaiian shirt. I got the old, just some black t-shirt on here, got my bummy shorts around and whatever. And then I was thinking, oh, I was thinking back to back when I did a little bit of work on a TV series, and I worked around a movie set once, and so I did a little bit of I was in the business, as you might say, doing various things. Hey, Gray OG. And so I always notice that you'll always notice that with stage hands or anybody that's helping out in television or film, is that they're always wearing black. So I kind of wanted to get into the. I'm thinking like a set decorator basically, and that was another thing I was thinking about. If I got to move all this stuff and then it gets all jumbled around in different places in my basement, then I put it back. How am I going to find anything? Like, that just drives me nuts not being able to find stuff when I want it. So I'm going to take a little tip out of the television and movie industry. What they do is there's someone that's strictly dedicated to continuity. Hey, Shecky. And so, yeah. So what the continuity people do is there's like a guy or a girl with an iPad, and basically for every scene that they shoot, they're taking all these pictures with the iPad, and then they kind of, if they got to retake something, they say, oh, okay, that book was moved off the shelf. Okay, put the shelf, and so there's someone that's dedicated to having a keen eye, putting everything back exactly where it's supposed to be. So I'm going to be my own continuity expert here and take a picture, and so you'll see how I do that. And that's the way the pros do it. So I kind of put on the how do professional movers do it. Well, these are not. I'm thinking more TV and movie movers, and so the people that are in charge of that are the set decorators, and so they move furniture and stuff. And one of the cool things that I saw that I never really would have thought about unless I was in the biz was that it was like the set decorators. Okay, like say you're going to be shooting on location somewhere. It's not in a studio. It'll be like sometimes it'll be like on location in like some mansion or somebody's house or somebody's garage or something where they got to set up things for someone's basement. So someone's basement, hey. And so what they do is they'll find some really cool location, say, okay, that's the one I want there. Knock, knock, knock. Hey, sir, ma'am, can I? We're shooting here. Can we use your living room? You know, you have a nice fireplace there. Can we use that? And actually, if you ever get the chance to rent out your house for a movie or a TV shooting, like they pay pretty well. I think when I was doing it, and this was a few years ago, it was like $1,500 a day. You just leave your house for a couple days, you make $3,000, come back. And the thing is, the set decorators were very good about putting everything exactly back where it was. Like, and so they got their iPad out and they took pictures of every little thing that was like every little thing that was on a dresser or china in a cabinet, and like they would specifically arrange it so, like, okay, that teacup handle was like this. Okay, that little figurine was facing a little bit more that way. And then someone would be adjusting it and someone would have the iPad and they'd say, okay, a little more clockwise, clockwise, clockwise. Okay, good. And like there would be someone with an iPad directing someone else to, okay, that teacup has to move back a little. Okay, about another inch. Yeah, okay, leave it there. And it's like amazing. They put it exactly back in place. It was very cool to see these set decorators in action. So it was like, I'm going to do a little a little bit of set decorating down here today, because I don't want to have to hunt around for tools and stuff, because all the stuff off my shelves over here, it's like, you know, I probably could just go check out like an old episode of the Super Pilotish channel and do that, but I'd rather just have it on my phone or something than just like, okay, that's roughly, and it doesn't have to be exact for me, but it's just like, I want my Sawzall. I know my Sawzall is right up on the top shelf over there in the middle. So it's like, but it's like, okay, I got my Sawzall up there. What if I stuck it behind some box over here? Someone broke in and stole my Sawzall. I always think that when I replace things. So yeah, got the old I don't know. I'm dressed up like either a grip or a gaffer or whatever you want to call those guys, best boy, you know, electrical. And yeah, so, and I'm gonna be moving around, so I got my black cap on here. But I always find, like, if I'm walking around in the basement, it's cool if I'm sitting here and I have a peak on my hat. But if you have a baseball cap or something like that, and you're walking underneath things, your peripheral vision doesn't pick up what's coming overhead. I whack my head all the time. So I'm just going to switch this around. So it looks kind of a little bit more beret, a little bit more French, maybe. Oui, oui, monsieur. And okay, there we go. Might not look as cool, but we're here for function, not for fashion. And yeah, so there we go. And I'm just going to do, and you guys get to find out. Oh, yeah. Like Shecky says here. What do we got here? Yeah, just like the umpire. I guess so. Does the umpire turns his baseball cap around too, right? Or do they have a special hat? I never really noticed that with the baseball. Yeah, if you're calling strikes and stuff, you want to see it come in. Yeah. Oh, hey, Vanessa Kitty. I see you sneaking in here too. Hi to you too. Pretty cool. And yeah, okay, so not a whole lot of comments here, but I'm just going to show you, this is what a professional set decorator does. So they got their iPad, I got a crappy phone. It works just as good. Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Check 1 2. Boomer phone. No face scan. I got to put in my little pin in there. Okay, I'm going to take a little picture here first. Got my camera. Ooh, look at that. Wonder if you guys can see that. What's that camera look like? Whoa. Freaky, man. Ooh, we're getting all meta here. Oh wait, that's kind of like Max Headroom. Hello, I am Max Headroom from the 80s or something like that. All right, got to take myself a little picture here. It doesn't have to be fantastic. Should I use flash? Let's try automatic flash. It'll go. All right, here we go. Continuity, take one. What do we got here? Maybe zoom in, zoom out. I don't know. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll do kind of across here. There we go. We'll take a little snap over here. Toolbox. 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 What do we got here? That should work. We'll go top to bottom. All right, there we go. Okay, continuity pictures are done. Selfie. Hey, me cleaning up. Well, you know what? I should do a selfie and throw it on my Twitter. How do I do that now? Camera, selfie. Hey, all right. I never do these selfie things. I don't know how you do that with one hand. Would that work? Jeez. Okay, I got to take a couple because I don't know. Can't look too fat in these things. What do you got to do? Up like that? Crop your arm out so you don't look fat? Something like that? That sucks. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I'm not a 14-year-old girl. I don't know how to do this selfie stuff too well. Okay. What do we got to do? So I think what I'm going to do here first is I have no idea what's behind here or how dirty it is. So you get to see how filthy my basement is. How's that sound? Here we go. And then we'll just kind of shut her down. Okay, we're moving stuff. We're getting the chair out of here. Okay, then we got to move some guitars. Where are we going to move that? And put the SG somewhere. Yeah, I'm kind of putting everything sort of in the middle over here. Okay, we're making progress. Move the Stratocaster. Okay, cool. So now I got this kind of set up over here, like with my rolling toolboxes. It's kind of like Tetris. I have to kind of move one in and move one out and stuff. And hopefully I don't have an avalanche with all this paint and everything. There we go. Hey, no dead mice. That's cool. There we go. Whoa, avalanche. Here we go. All right, cool. Looks pretty clean to me. Okay, what else we got here? So this guy here, if you can see, if you're always wondering what this was here, that's the main water pipe coming in. And so I gotta be careful not to jiggle that around too much because it's not very secure. Got an old window over here. Okay, and another thing I wanted to tell you guys or show you guys was my toolbox here. That's from one of my original videos. So that's a Piper Tomahawk if you didn't know that. Oh, hey, Dustin, I see you sneaking in here too. So let's close this up. All right, there we go. No, no avalanches there. Yeah, so this little guy here, I'll kind of bring it out. See, that's on wheels too. I made it's actually just like this little wood stand. And yeah, so I made this little wood stand here. It was out of leftover wood that was at a machine shop that I worked at. And I bought four wheels for the bottom, so 2 rotating casters on this end and just some solid non-rotating wheels on the other end. So this was all paid for. It was all free, except for buying the wheels. I think I got them at Princess Auto or something. And I specifically designed it so that you could take the top, the middle, and the bottom base all apart, and the toolbox would sit on top. So that could all fit in either the trunk or back seat of a car. If you have a big rolling chest, you need a truck or something big to move it. I moved that one in. My big rolling chest, I had a Cadillac with a great big back seat. 1980, it was an 81 Cadillac. Yep. So that actually fit in the back seat. All right. Let's move this out of the way and see if there's any more surprises. We'll see. I got a carpet down here, so it's going to be kind of off-roading. We'll see if it works. All right, cool. So another thing I was wondering about is my basement leaking over here. When I first moved in, it was leaking a little bit. And oh, what's this? Kind of dirty or something from the toolbox, I guess. But oh well, that's gonna get covered up. And yeah, this was originally leaking a little bit in the basement when we first bought the house, because in the corner over here it was just like I don't know, all leaking in, and I was jamming a bunch of bricks in the corner and cement and stuff and trying to make it nice and flat. But okay, we're looking dry, we're looking good. Got some other little stuff around the corner here. You know what, I'm gonna bring the chair back. Okay, and then another little motivational thing that I kind of wanted to give you guys today was that okay, now I've started. So that's one of the hardest things about whether you want to learn how to fly or you want to go back to school or you want to do something. The hardest part about doing anything is just getting started. So like even starting this YouTube channel, the hardest thing for me to do is just start it, you know, because I put on the camera and looked at myself and I was like, well, this sucks. But then you get better, right? So yeah, so there you go. I started. Now I'm gonna be busy all afternoon doing this kind of stuff, and then guys will be coming in to do some installation. So it'll look a little bit different on Friday. Yeah, so at noon Eastern, and well, we're just gonna. I just figured I'd throw that in there. Yeah, so we gotta. I'll see if there's any little comments or questions here, and then we'll just kind of shut her down. I gotta get to work. So, okay, what do we got here? Okay. Oh, look at this. Vanessa Kitty moved her storage unit back to the company less than 0.6 miles away. So it's not less than 0.5. It's not less than 0.7. Somebody here is a math specialist, I suspect. Okay. Okay. What else we got here? And we're talking about storage stuff and moving and all this other cool stuff. So, so Dan's wondering about expanding foam. No, apparently, I've seen it in other places, like just for like an unfinished basement like mine. It's yeah, they just kind of roll it on and they kind of bolt it into the cement here, something like that. I haven't actually seen what they're going to be doing, but supposedly it's warmer or something like that. I've seen that in another house way up north, and yeah, it looks kind of like I don't know, kind of foamy, rubbery was black. The one that I saw. I don't know what color this one will be. But there we go. So it won't be any type of expanding foam. Although I think they're going to be. I mean, I've shot like up here where the the wood beams and everything going across here, where that all rests on the cinder blocks. I've kind of like just myself kind of shot in some expansion foam and all the little cracks that I could find. So yeah, so there we go. That's the way that is. We'll see what happens, and we'll also see if yeah, I don't know. I don't know if anything will be really different here. I think I might get rid of. There's a my bingo card here from Kappa's Casing. I might junk that because eventually everything ends up in the landfill anyways. So might as well just kind of. This is an excuse to kind of thin things out and clean things out a little bit too. So there we go. All right, kind of. I don't know. Hope you had some fun here, and. Yeah, so like I said, I'll be back on Friday. It'll probably look different. Maybe I'll be lazy and not even get this all done. It'll be, or maybe I'll just, that'll be my excuse is like to not do it is like, oh, my audience has to see the whole work when it's all done. Something like that. But no excuses. Here we go. We got to get to work here. And I'll put on some tunes and just go to it, not hit my head. All right, so that's about it. Okay, so I'll be back on Friday. Who knows what it'll look like on the Super Pilotish channel. And yeah, do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon Eastern, and we'll just kind of shut her down. So thank you for watching.